Greetings from the mothership, Snorker. I'm still on lockdown, but I'm happy to report that my toilet paper inventory has expanded because my very dear friend Wendy left 4 rolls on my front porch for Easter. And no, it's not a chocolate bunny and it's not jelly beans, but those really are not going to help you out in a certain situation. I think you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what's going on with me, but for the last 2 days I've been breaking things, which I never do. I'm generally very careful with my things. And I broke a beautiful hand-painted spoon rest, which was the only souvenir I bought for myself in Sicily on a trip there with my daughter's school. And then today I broke a little dessert plate that was part of a set of 6. And I was very annoyed at myself for being so clumsy, but I wasn't mad because if this coronavirus and pandemic have taught us anything, it's what's important and to keep things in perspective. And I know for me, what I can't live without are the people in my life, my beloved dog, and my slow cooker. And speaking of slow cookers, I happened to catch a CNN segment where Chris Cuomo was needling his brother, Governor Cuomo, about their mother's sauce.
She taught me how to make the sauce, which is something that is very coveted. And she said, I can only teach he, not she, he who will carry it on best. And you will see the B-roll of me cooking. My mother called me and said, and I was listening to one of her favorite songs on Andrea Bocelli, and you'll see I had a picture of her behind me, as I always do when I'm cooking in the kitchen. I always have a picture of my mother there to remember our bond and how I care for her, that she taught me how to make the sauce. She didn't teach anybody else.
He, Chris, was the only one of all the siblings who had their mother's sauce recipe, implying, of course, that he was his mother's favorite, which is probably true because he's the baby of the family, and the babies of the family are always the mother's favorite. And I know this because I'm the baby of my family. But anyway, so Governor, now I'm talking to you. I think you've been doing a great job, and I'm really grateful for all your hard work. So I'm going to teach you today how to make my sauce. And don't let my last name fool you. I am half Armenian and half Italian. And it's the Italian side that's going to teach you how to make sauce. So let's all go down to the kitchen and get started. Except for you, Chris. You stay here. All right, Chris, you can come too, only because I'm taking pity on you because you're sick. Put your mask on. Okay, so we're ready to get started. I'm not using the aforementioned slow cooker because I'm making a small quantity of sauce, so I'm just going to use this pan. And have you noticed people are now saying aforementioned instead of aforementioned? Like, what is that about? I find it very affectatious. See what I did there? Okay, so here's what you're going to need, Governor. Tomato paste, canned tomatoes, and by the way, people are going to say, oh, I only use San Marzan tomatoes because they're the best. I have news for you. Bon Appetit did a blind taste test of canned tomatoes, and one brand was considered the best of all of them. It was not San Marzan, and it is the most inexpensive canned tomato you can buy. And they don't pay me. I don't get paid for any of this. So I'm not going to name the brand of tomato that is. I'm not going to say what it is. We're just not going to say. You need an onion, clove of garlic, some spices, oil. I've got about 2 tablespoons here. Don't waste the good olive oil when you cook, because once you're done cooking, you can't discern the flavor of the olive oil. So good olive oil is for finishing a dish. So for cooking, just, there's the cheap stuff. I'm not going to tell anybody. So let's get started. Okay, Governor, you said that you're not a proficient cook. So I just want to make sure you know how to properly hold a knife. So here's your knife. It's not this. It's not this. It's you pinch the blade right at the hilt with your 2 fingers and wrap your fingers around. That's how you hold the knife. Okay, so we're going to start with the onion. Don't cut it in half this way. You see the root end? You want to keep that intact to hold the onion together. I'm going to show you 2 ways to chop your onion, and both have very different effects. Okay, so just cut off the tip, makes it easier to peel. The first way I'm going to show you is a nice uniform dice. Now, do you have to do it that way? No. But there's 2 good reasons to do it, especially now. Because it takes a little longer, and I want you to take your time and use this cooking as a way to relax. And the second reason is that if your daughters are in the kitchen with you while you're doing this, they'll be so impressed. Okay, so you know how to hold your knife. We're going to make some slits going this way. And again, that root end is going to hold the onion together. And then we're carefully going to come in across this way. Nice and slow. Take your time. It's Governor time. Can I call you Andy? Okay. So Governor, you're gonna now just cut across. Nice, uniform dice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice. Now if you're in the kitchen by yourself and you just want to get the job done, I'll show you the second way to chop your onion. Just take off. Just peel. Take your time. It's Governor time. Just go to town. Maybe get out a little aggression. Oh. You may cry, but don't touch your face. That's that. Okay, so now we're going to heat up the oil in the pan. So now we're just going to add our onions. And we're going to add our chopped garlic, 1 clove. Do not let the garlic brown. Do not let the garlic brown. It will become bitter. We don't want bitter. No, no, no. Now at this point, you can add, let's add a little salt. Not too much. I'm going to take about a tablespoon of just an Italian herb mixture, Dried is better than fresh because the flavor is more concentrated, and certainly there's a place for fresh herbs and spices, but sauce is not it. So, but to bring out the flavor even a little more, I'm going to rub it to release all that goodness. And I like a little extra rosemary, so I'm going to add that. Stir it up. This is where it starts to smell really good. Yes. Okay. Now this is where it's going to get a little messy. We're going to pour in our tomatoes, which may splatter. Oh, that wasn't bad. And some tomato paste. Now, if you like your sauce a little on the thin side, you add a little tomato paste. If you like it on the thicker side, you add a little bit more. I'm going to add about a tablespoon. I don't know what that is. More skin. You can't get a break with the skin. Okay. Look at that. Oh, that smells so good. And that is all there is to making a great sauce. It's simmering now. I'm gonna let it simmer most of the day. Do not let it burn, because there is no turning back if you burn your sauce. So Governor, now you have my recipe. I'm not gonna say it's better than your mother's, but you're gonna like it. And thank you again for all you're doing. For the rest of you, I hope maybe you'll try this. I hope everybody's staying safe. And enjoy your sauce tonight.